Alrighty, hello guys. Where do I get started with this? Well, it is currently, 10 minutes after 8 in the morning, so 8:10 a.m., uh, August 25th, 2015, the date that I was gonna upload my first PS3 gameplay video, and unfortunately, that's, not the case anymore. Um, how do I do this? Basically, I had enough money where, or just about enough money. I needed to borrow a bit of money from my parents, and I would have been able to grab a sorry, haven't slept yet. I would have been able to buy a Elgato game capture card, and that would have been fantastic. I would have been able to record PlayStation gameplay, right? But I started having like a panic attack. I was like getting the drive out to the store. I was actually about to purchase it, get it all ready, and then I started thinking to myself, well, this is such a huge investment, and I'm a smaller channel, 59 subscribers, or not 59, 49 subscribers, and making PlayStation videos, or making videos in general, is something I do for fun, and it's something I enjoy doing, but it could also potentially be a hobby, and the way things are going, like I look at it and I think of, my past experiences with making money off of YouTube and making like 13 to 15 cents a month. I think the most I got in a monthly check was 25 cents. So, you'd have to, if I made 25 cents a month, it would, every 4 months I'd be making $1. It's really not a lot. And when I look at a purchase that, including taxes, totals $220, how long that would take to get back is just phenomenal. And there's been some issues at work. For some reason, I haven't been getting called in, so I've just spent the last 2 weeks just sort of sitting in my room watching videos on Netflix, a little bit depressed because I'm not making any money, not making any videos. I haven't even been playing video games recently. I've just been sitting watching Netflix daily for hours on end, and eventually falling asleep. I just today started catching up on the 5 days worth of YouTube videos I missed out on, and so yeah, I've been depressed about not being able to work, and that was another factor that played into why I didn't buy the thing. Is I looked at it as, I had, when I wanted to buy it, like $180. So I was short a bit of money. I was gonna get that from my parents, and my mom was okay with it. It was good. It was good. Then we're getting close, and I get like panicky, shortness of breath. I just start freaking out and running through my head like, Jesus Christ, this is such a huge expense. Might not get a return on it, blah 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 blah. And I was trying to think of the fun I was gonna have recording, and putting out content for you guys, and all of this other great stuff that comes with buying Elgato Game Capture. But I couldn't get over the fact that right now I'm not putting in any hours, and if I were to spend that much money, which would be all the money I have, and then owe my parents money and not have any work, I could potentially be going back to school with no money in my bank account, or have no money for an emergency situation. There could be times where I need a bit of money for whatever reason. Might not be like a life or death situation, but if I need money on the side and I don't have any hours, I'm not being called into work, and I've spent my entire uh, bank account on a game capture card. That's a lot of money that I could have used for this or that or that or this that is now being used in a game capture card. And to me, that sort of freaks me out. It's like, that's a lot of money that I'm putting towards something that, yeah, I'll have fun at. Yeah, it'll allow me to post videos on YouTube that aren't just Minecraft, and it'll get me more views, more subscribers, more this, more that, and even more money each month from the YouTube network I'm a part of. But all in all, you know, aside from all of that, I can't get over the fact that, school's starting in like 3 weeks for me. I've got 3 more weeks of summer, and then I'm back into school, and I've got a lot of problems with school that I'm worried about and stressed out about. I mean, I'm going into grade 12, and as it sits right now, I have to pass. In 1 year I can get 8 credits, and I need like I think 10 credits right now because I have to do a few courses. It's a lot to get into, and I wanted to keep this little update video short. So, long story short, I've got to get extra courses in over this year, or possibly take a 13th year and also bump up marks so I can get into college. And then, like, I don't even know what I want to do for college, what I want to get a degree in, and what I would like to spend the rest of my life doing if YouTube doesn't become an option for me. And I'm thinking about back to school. I'm thinking about potential costs that come with going back to school. I'm thinking about, not being able to work because nobody's calling me in and saying, hey, we need you to do this, or hey, we need you to do that. So I'm not getting any hours, so I'm not getting paid. I have $185 in my account right now, and if I blow that all towards a Elgato game capture, yeah, it'll help me out with my YouTube. But what about my education? And, what about a savings account where, if later on down the road I need some extra money? Now I don't have that extra money. I do have a shiny Elgato game capture sitting in my room, but I don't have any money in my hands. And now if now I don't have the money to pay off Black Ops 3, that pre-order. I don't have the money to do this or do that, or things like that. So I have a lot to think about. And I know, for some people it may not seem like a pressing matter, but I mean, literally, what is it? My mom just talked to me today about, because I turned 17 on the 15th of August. And where I live, you can start driving at the age of 16, or start learning how to drive. And I've wanted to learn how to drive, and I've looked into costs, and to take a beginner's test and get your beginner's license and all of that. That's a fee of like a little over $100. Then you have to pay another fee to take the road test, or if you take driving school, that's like $200 to $300. So right there, that's like almost $500 I have to spend just to get my beginner's license and then I get my G1. Then a few years later, I have to apply for my G2. That I don't know how much that costs. And then if I want to get insured, I have to go through this program that's like over $900. It's like I'm looking at probably over $1,000 worth of expenses just to start driving a vehicle. And I look at that, over $1,000, and right now I only have 185. My parents are gonna help me pay some of my driving stuff, but I can't expect my parents to pay over $1,000 for me to drive a vehicle when a few months after I'm a fully licensed driver, my sister's gonna be wanting to get her license, and then they have to fork out that amount of money again. It's a lot of my parents, and then I have a younger brother after that. So, close to $5,000 in driving expenses for us 3 kids. That's a lot to put on my parents. So I'm going to have to chip in. I want to chip in. And, I'm going to have money to in my pocket for when I go off to college. And I'm going to have money to pay off the Black Ops 3 pre-order, or any other pre-orders or games that I buy. Maybe a PS4. There's all of these things that are running through my head that I need to have money for. And I was about to spend all of the money I just worked hard for on a game capture card. And, in that moment, right now, that'd be a wonderful purchase. I would enjoy it thoroughly. I would use it a lot. It would help me on YouTube and all of this other stuff, but there's so much, I need money for so many other things that it's hard to justify that huge purchase without having any extra money. So I want to try and get more money in my account. Like, maybe I'll spend the money, but I have $400 in my account when I spend it. So I spend $200, now I've got like $200 left in my account. So I've still got room to play. But when I say that, I remember, holy crap, I'm not getting called into work. I'm not making any extra money. And now I don't have an opportunity. So I've been trying to think this over and, mull it over in my head. And it's just been, slightly depressing. So I've, like I said, been lying down in my bed watching Netflix and doing nothing. Been out of energy, haven't wanted to record, haven't been playing video games. I've literally been a soulless sack. And I mean, it's nobody's fault but my own. And so yeah, I have to get out of this slump, and I don't know how long that's going to take, but I think this is the last video I'm going to be making for a little while. I don't know if that's the case. I could start making videos again. I just need to figure out how I'm going to get more money in my pocket, and figure out when I'm going to buy the Elgato, and when I'm going to pay for Black Ops 3, the rest of the pre-order, when I'm going to do this, and when I'm going to do that, and I got to think all of this through and figure all of this out, and I got to do this before I go back to school, because once I go back to school, right there, my hours at work are cut in half, because I'm at school for 6.5 hours a day, almost 7 hours actually. I'm in school. And if I'm awake for 12 hours of the day, and I spend 7 of those hours at school, I could probably put in 2 to 3 hours, maybe twice a week, 3 times a week, if I'm lucky. And where right now I could usually put in like 8 hours a day if I try. But again, I'm not being called in, so I can't put in the hours because they don't need me there at the moment. And yeah, I don't know, it sucks, it really does. I've been getting in a rut about it, I've been thinking things over, I've been a little depressed, been a bit of this, bit of that. I got a lot of things on my plate, and I gotta think all this over. And yeah, unfortunately, I'm not gonna upload a PlayStation or a PS3 video today. It's not gonna be Destiny, it's not gonna be any of that. It's just gonna be me talking and probably a black screen. So it's gonna have to be, unfortunately. And yeah, it's just the way it has to be, unfortunately. I'm gonna try and work all of this out and get back to you guys as soon as I can, but that's really all I have as an update right now. So yeah, thank you guys for listening to this little update. I really hope to get back into everything soon, back into making YouTube videos, back into work, back into school, and hopefully have an Elgato game capture card way before Black Ops 3 comes out. I'm gonna try and have this done before mid-September at the latest. If I can't have that done, then I've literally failed you guys multiple times on these. I make promise after promise, and life throws curveballs at me that I don't expect, and I just end up getting screwed over, and I feel like shit for it. That's another reason why I get depressed, is because I'm screwing you guys over by saying, oh yeah, I'll have this and this and this and this. And then it turns out, oh, I'm not working, I don't have enough money to pay for it, and now I've just lied to you guys, and I just feel like shit. There's no other way to put it. I just feel like absolute shit. Anyway, guys, thank you guys for watching. If you did enjoy this little update video, don't forget to leave a like, favorite, comment, subscribe, do what you gotta do. Show a little love, helps me out a bunch. And I will see you guys the next time I post an update. Peace out, guys.